think we're live. All right. Hi, everyone. It's Global Scholarships, and I'm your host. As I hope you're all doing well. I hope everything is going great. And today we are here with another weekly live stream, another Friday. If you're new here, we do live streams every Friday on both TikTok and on YouTube. We see different scholarship opportunities that are currently available. We learn new stuff, new topics, and in general, it's a Q&A live stream, so you can come and ask any questions that you might have. Of course, as always, I'm here joined by Eamon. Eamon, hi, how are you? How are things going?
Hi, yes, I'm doing well, thank you. How are things going with you? How are you?
I'm fine. I'm doing fine too. Thank you very much. So, guys, if you are new here, basically, we're Global Scholarships. We're a platform that's based on like sharing informative stuff about scholarship, about studying abroad. We have a YouTube channel. Hi there. Uh, Zenith, welcome. You're very fast with your question. Zenith asks, Sir, Professor is not giving me a recommendation letter. What should I do? I most certainly wouldn't know much about that. Eamon, what do you think about this one?
Um, y- are you a high school student or an undergraduate student? I think either way, you have more than one teacher. So, if one is not willing to give you a recommendation letter, you can ask other teachers potentially. I don't know your situation exactly, but I feel like there are many professors who would be willing to give you a recommendation letter if they know you. Um,
They're
yeah,
in high
so
school.
yeah, even in high school, you have teachers of different subjects, and I'm not sure
Mm,
if you want a recommendation letter from a teacher from a specific subject.
all right.
If not, I guess you'll just have to. I don't think that any university really requires you to get a recommendation letter, especially at high school level from a specific
Hmm.
teacher. So you can potentially ask others teachers that are in your high school to give you a recommendation letters. I mean, ideally people or teachers who know you well, who know
Yeah.
your true level, because those who can are the ones who can attest to your abilities, your skills, and what you can really offer as a student. So I would go for those. Um, so again, I don't know the specific situation here in your high school. So maybe if you can shed a light on what the situation is. But I
Yeah.
feel like uh, you can't just uh, depend on one teacher for a recommendation letter.
Yeah. Also, like if it was for, I don't know, let's say you're undergraduate and you're asking for a recommendation letter for masters, then maybe subject might be more important. But for high school, like I think most schools would be more interested rather than how good you're at one specific topic, one specific subject. They would be more interested in how well a student you are, how hardworking, disciplined, etc., etc. So I think like a more personal touch with recommendation letter might be better in that scenario. I'm in last school. Uh, I am in last school of high school, last year of high school. I'll be applying for King South scholarship for bachelor's next year. There was mentioned that you should have a recommendation letter. It's a scholarship in KSA. Um, yeah, it's pretty much the same, I would say. Like especially if it's for scholarship, like they would be way more interested in learning about you, I guess, as a high school student, as a prospective student, more than like how well you did on specific, let's say, on physics in high school. Unless year of high school, it's completely fine. Eamon, do you want to add anything about this additional information?
Um, I think what I said just applies even
Yeah.
after the additional information.
Okay. If you have further questions, just make sure to give us like as much detail as you can, so we can help you a little better. Again, so guys, we are Global Scholarships. We have a YouTube channel, as you might be watching. Can you help me? Okay, James Bond. Hi, James Bond. You're back. Can you help me about Netherlands full funding for undergraduate? So, like, if you have a specific scholarship in mind, maybe you can ask about those. But like, if in general Netherlands full funding, I can just use that to showcase our search tool. Basically, what are we talking about? We are talking about Sudanaz, about global scholarships, finding scholarships all around the world, and studying abroad. So we have a search tool. When you go to globalscholarships.com right now, hi Belin, I will be back with you in a second. You can just type in Netherlands, choose the country, right? And then this is our search tool. Our search tool has like thousands of scholarships in our database, and our search tool gives you results. For as you can see, this is, let's choose Netherlands here too, and then you want full funding, right? So scholarship types, we have full funding scholarships, we have full tuition scholarships, we have partial funding. I'll explain it a little further in a second. So these are the full funding scholarships that we have in our database in Netherlands. We have Masters Utrecht. You didn't specify undergraduate. So, okay, you know what? Let's do that too. Let's say bachelor's. We have only one Global Studies scholarship. This is the only one that we have. Keep in mind that the scholarships we have in our database are the ones that are offered by the university for new coming students. A lot of universities have scholarships that are for enrolled students. A lot of scholarships, like a lot of places, have available scholarships from external institutes. So keep those in mind as well. Government scholarships, etc., etc. So you can look into those further, but for like scholarships that we have in our database, this is one. Global Studies at Maastricht University. It covers tuitions, visa costs, pre-academic training costs, health and liability insurance, and 11,000 euros per year for living costs, which would cover pretty much the entire living costs, I believe. Belin asks, I want to get into University of Heidelberg for linguistic department. What can I do? I'm in Turkey. So Ayman, would you have like a specific advice you would give them? Linguistic departments. They are from Turkey, Heidelberg. So yeah,
Isn't that university in Germany?
yes, I think so.
Yeah, so it's probably free tuition as well.
Yes.
Um, I guess the best way to find out is just apply. This is always something that uh, many students miss out on, and they miss out on all many opportunities because they just haven't tried to apply. Since it's free tuition, you really have nothing to lose. If you're accepted, then uh, you just need to be able to afford living in Germany. Um, Wait, is the universities in the United States?
Yeah.
I
Are you
really,
talking about?
oh,
There
I'm not
might
sure.
be.
Like, is the question on TikTok? Because I couldn't see the name of the
Yeah, yeah.
university. It just
It's on TikTok,
I
but
just
they
assumed.
said yeah, University of Heidelberg. So maybe University of Heidelberg is okay. So
Well,
University of Heidelberg
yeah.
is in Germany. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, yeah. So that makes more
Okay,
sense
sorry about that.
because
This is not entirely our fault though. This is a little like problem with the naming practices perhaps. So Heidelberg University is in United States. University of Heidelberg is in Germany. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Keep on.
yeah, yeah. So you really have nothing to lose if you can afford living in Germany, and basically you have around 11,000 euros that you can prove that you have. Um, yeah, you can just go ahead and apply. Otherwise, it's really tough to get into uh, German universities without having such funds to prove that you can support yourself for the duration of your studies there, especially that most universities don't offer scholarships
Hmm.
for living stipends or fully funded scholarships. It's just free tuition for the most part.
So yeah, one thing you can do, Bidin, is one thing that I really like about German universities is so a lot of universities in Germany they offer you free education, so they do not charge you tuition fees. So let's say University of Kassel, right? So let's go. They have free tuition. They usually do not offer, as Eamon said, like living stipends, etc., etc. But what they do is when you go to their websites, actually, hang on, you know what? Let me see. What was it? University of Hamburg, I believe. So, okay. Let me show you about this one. What they do is usually they give you so much information about like other financing options you can find in Germany that aren't offered by the university. Heidelberg, yes, I know. So, for example, this is University of Hamburg. I'm showcasing something else. So, for example, this is the scholarship page that we have for University of Hamburg, right? So, usually, one thing they have is like how to finance your studies. You can just click here, and they give you so much information. Let's turn this to English. So, usually universities do not offer living stipend, but they give you a lot of information about where to find scholarships that are not from that specific university, but let's say BAföG or like federal scholarships, federal assistance, guide to undergrad like scholarships that are for enrolled students, students coming scholarships coming from external. Let's see, yeah, external foundations offering scholarships. For example, you can look into this, student jobs, etc., etc. So they give you a lot of information that you could also use studying in another university. So I would highly advise you to go first of all go to globalscholarships.com, right? And under the guide section, we have country guides. View all. You'll see Germany here. Yeah. Okay, so we have quite a number of guides here for Germany, studying in Germany. Hi there, James Bond. I'll get back to you in a second. Best programs to study, applying to a university, application process, etc., etc. Tests, language, financing your studies. We have made videos about a couple of these. Tuition free universities, cheapest universities. We have government scholarships, global scholarships. It's globalscholarships.com is the website. Also, you can go to globalscholarships.com. All right. Under the scholarships section, you have popular government scholarships. You can look into DAD, which is the government scholarship in Germany. So you can look at those as well. So like there are a lot of external scholarships, and I think one of the best ways to find that is just like going and looking at the pages that we have for other universities as well. They give you not only scholarship, not only information about finding scholarship, external scholarships, financial aid, student jobs, etc., etc., but also like how much would be your estimated living costs too. For example, like in one city it may be 700 euros, maybe 900 euros, maybe 1000 euros. So yeah, there are a lot of scholarship information, a lot of financial information that you can use for other universities as well. So Zenit asked, Netherlands requires 13 years of education for bachelors, right? Ayman, what do you have do you have specific information for this?
Not the Netherlands specifically, but I think that's the general requirements for an undergraduate degree in most countries in Europe. I think it's 12 to 13 years of education. Dependent on where you're coming from. Some countries only have 12 years since primary school. So I'm not sure if it's an exact requirement or if it's a regional thing, as in by country, and each country has its own uh, specific criteria. Um, yeah,
All right. So Zenith also asked, can you share more bachelor scholarships in Middle East after you're done with this? By that, are you asking scholarships that are in Middle East, or are you asking for scholarships that are for people who are from Middle East? I think it's the first one, but I do not think we have a lot of scholarships in Middle East. I think we have some in Arabia. I'll look into that. Hang on. Yeah, we have 12 years of education. That's why we stuck in Germany and Netherlands. So, Eamon, do you know, like, can you think of any, from top of your head, any scholarships in Middle East? Thank you, Berlin.
Um,
Bye.
I think most of the scholarships are in Saudi Arabia, the UAE.
Oh, they are from Middle East. Sorry, they're not from Middle East. Sorry, yeah. Okay, they're
Yeah,
looking for something in Middle East. Hang on.
yeah.
So,
So there's Qatar, the UAE, and Saudi Arabia that have the most scholarships in the Middle East, and I think these are the ones that are worth studying in because the universities are somewhat high ranking, so the quality of education is good as well.
UAE, you said, I think, but I don't see any. I don't see
I'm
that.
not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure if we have added the UAE to our scholarship database, probably in separate
Yeah.
articles, but not in the database.
So you can look at like Qatar and Saudi Arabia. Some of these are, for example, this one is full funding. Like there are not that many, but the ones that exist that we have in our database are usually full. This is full funding. This is full funding. Um, so Saudi Arabia, I think there was one for full MS and PhD. This is full funding. This is full tuition. Yeah, King Fahd University, petroleum and minerals. So yeah, you can look into these two. Other than that, like we don't have that many in our database actually. So I'm sorry, James Bond. I'm back at you. No, sir. It was for Maastricht University. Yeah, I got that. Maastricht University application process and details of scholarship, please. So we cannot do that, the whole like application process. I hang on. Have I made a video about that one? I may have done a tutorial for application. Let me actually check. We might have that. Hang on. Eamon, do you want to say anything about like maybe in general advice about applying to Maastricht?
Um, I don't have any advice personally, but we'll be posting scholarship recipient stories for students who actually study there. So just look out for that.
Right.
I think they will be added soon. Uh, Many students who got the scholarship have shared their stories with us, so we'll just uh, add those, and you can actually read the stories of people who got the scholarship, who have been through the process,
Mhm.
and who know what it was like. I think it's the best way to find this kind of information.
So thank you very much. So what Ayman is talking about is if you go to globalscholarships.com right now, hang on. Under the resources section, we have scholarship stories. So you can
I mean,
choose
it's
scholarship.
on the home page as well.
Oh
Sorry.
yeah, right. Sorry, yeah, you're right. And now it's on the homepage too. So you can just scroll down, and we have scholarship stories section. We have a couple of examples here, or you can just click on all stories. Then you can, let's say, was it Maastricht? Let's say Netherlands, right? So we have one, I believe. It's not, yeah, it's Eindhoven. But new scholarship stories are coming. Basically, what these are is people who received scholarships and they share their journey with us from the scholarship details, the educational background, the preparation they went through, advice, what would they have done differently, etc., etc. Also, one thing you can do is just basically go to globalscholarships.com, type in mastery, right? One thing that we have is when you go to scholarships section, we've made a video about pretty much every single one of these. For example, Global Studies Scholarship. You can look into these as well. But also, if you scroll down, I've made a video about this one on our YouTube channel, and it's on our page right now, so you can watch it directly through the page that we have. So you can look into that too. How many times you get live on YouTube? Yes, there are specific day. Yes, we are live every Friday at the same hour on both TikTok and on YouTube. Hi there, Karaku. So I think I missed a couple of questions right here and there. So the first one was, I don't have IELTS. I graduated this year in Turkey electrical engineering. Do you think I can get? I think there are like get scholarships. If like, Mahone, if that's like if you're asking if you can get scholarships, maybe you can be a little bit more specific about what kind of scholarships you are looking for, which program, perhaps. Can you give us a little bit more detail, please? And then Berry Bunny said, hi, is there any chances for scholarship for English language and literature degree in Netherlands? So the thing is, again, you can use our search tool for that. Go to our search tool, choose Netherlands. Now, one thing you can do is to search for subject, which was English. Okay. So there are no scholarships specifically for English, but these scholarships are for all subjects. Now, what all? Yeah. Okay, that's a great. That's a great warning there. Please note that all subjects refer specifically to those offered by the university. So if the university offers that specific program, English language and literature, that school offers that program, you can apply for this scholarship through that program. But this doesn't mean that like it is all subjects everywhere on like solar system or something. You like if they offer the program, you can apply to that program, be admitted in, and then you can apply for that scholarship. Everybody, if you have any other specific questions, we'd be happy to help as best as we can. Liyama asks, can you help to get undergraduate scholarship in Italy in medicine? I believe it's in Italy. So again, you can use our search tool for that. Type in Italy. Actually, now what? Let's choose Italy here. This is a little bug, guys. It will be fixed soon. So these are the ones that we have in Italy, Liama. You're welcome, Berry Bunny. If you have any other questions, we'll be happy to help. So again, let's choose subject medicine. All right. There are, I think, yeah. For example, these ones, guys. For example, this one, departmental scholarships. These are the ones specifically for these subjects. So when you type in, like when you filter a program, a subject, what our search tool does is, yes, this is our website, globalscholarships.com. What it does is it first gives you the scholarships that specifically mentions that program. For example, here we have, as you can see, medicine here. After that, you get the scholarship, you get all subject scholarships. So these are for all subjects, and a lot of these universities will be offering probably medicine. So, for example, this one, what you would want to do is, let's say you like the scholarship, it gives you 100% tuition fees and a stipend of 8,000 euros per academic year. So click on University of Padua, scroll down, see the international students admissions page, and then we can try to see if the university actually offers the medicine program. If they can, the fact that this says all subjects means that you can apply for this scholarship through any program. So let's see. Yeah, you can get more information about the application process here, but you would have to find the programs they offer by yourself. Let's say departments, perhaps biology. Yeah, Department of Medicine, for example. Yeah, so this university does offer medicine as a program. So, for example, you can apply for this University of Padua scholarship, which is one of the best scholarships you will get in Italy. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, I don't see any other questions right now. So, today we're going to talk about a specific subject, which is, well, today we'll see best scholarship, like 7 best scholarships that you will find in Japan for international students, right? So we have a guide on this. Let me actually first show you the guide. So hang on. So let's start off with this. So you can see this is 14 best scholarships in in Japan for international students. So you can see these here. We'll see like 7 of these, but if you're interested, you can see more of these by going through our guide here. So the first one we'll start off with, hang on, with actually probably the most popular scholarship in Japan, which is Japanese government scholarships, or mixed scholarship, as it also known as. So I'm not going to say much about this. You can read our guide, and we have also actually made a YouTube video on this. So would you please explore some more about how to apply for MBBS in Italy? Perhaps in our upcoming videos or upcoming live streams, I'll note that down. Sorry, but today, we cannot go very deep on that subject. So, Japanese government scholarships, you can watch our video. We made an entire video about this one. Eamon, what would you want to say? Maybe a little bit of information, general information about this one. Again, we have our guide here. It's very, very well known. It's also we've made a video about that. But if you want to sum it up in a couple of sentences, perhaps.
Yeah, so the mixed scholarships are probably the best scholarships you can get to study in Japan. Uh, the scholarships are fully funded. They're both for undergraduate and graduate students. They're far more competitive at the undergraduate level because of how many students apply every year. So you would be probably better off applying for a master's degree through
Mm-hmm.
the MEC scholarships than an undergraduate degree. Uh, so that's one thing. Language is probably very important when it comes
Yeah.
to studying in Japan. So you either need good mastery of Japanese, English, or both. And most students who studied in Japan insist on regretting not studying Japanese enough before going to Japan, as their programs could have been in English or are in English, but they found a certain level of difficulty
Yeah.
communicating with people outside of school, uh, getting through a lot of things that require Japanese. So this is one thing to keep in mind if you want to study in Japan or any other non-English speaking country. Um, you need to learn the language before going there, at least on a conversational level. You don't need to be fluent, but you need to be able to hold the conversation, to
Yes.
understand people, and to communicate what you need. Uh, this is a very important thing. Other than that, I think if you want to study in Japan, this is probably the one scholarship you should go for before going for university-specific scholarships.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it is quite the generous scholarship. You can get into uh, any university I mean, it's not any university that you want, but they would see what university that you would be the best fit in, and they would recommend you uh, to that university. So there are also two tracks. You can go through the university track or
Hmm.
the embassy track. The embassy in your own country, the Japanese embassy, or you can go the university track, which means you're applying to specific universities.
So yeah, okay, thank you very much. Guys, you've heard Eamon saying a lot of people who receive, like who went to Japan for studying abroad, they insist on like one of the biggest regrets they have is not studying for like learning the language more. You can check this out for yourself. Go to globalscholarships.com, as I said. Go to resources, right? Sorry, my bad. You don't have to do that. Go to globalscholarships.com, scroll down, scholarship stories, right here, Paula, next scholarship recipient. You can click here, see about like what, like the scholarship details, educational background, how did they prepare to apply, see what would you have done differently if you were going through the process again. Well, I know my program was English. Looking back, I would have worked more on learning the language. So basically, what you could do is go down here, all stories, filter for Japan, and you can just read all of them. So these are the people we have from Japan. As you can see, a lot of these are actually maxed. There are other scholarships as well, and just like read their entire journey, read about them, and you will see too that most of them just mention how much it would be more helpful if they learn Japan a little bit more. So, for example, let's see. Um, yeah, not here, perhaps. Yeah, okay. So you can look at other ones as well. Anyway, so yeah. Also, you can just go and see our country guide for this one too. Yeah, Mixed is a very, very, very popular scholarship. You'll see a lot of videos about Mixed on YouTube, a lot of readily available information. So we'll move on to maybe lesser known scholarships. And hang on, this is the second one we have today. All right, so basically this is Asian Development Bank Japan Government Scholarship. So hang on. So you can see this gives you ADB JSP scholarship. It gives you full tuition fees, monthly subsistence allowance, books and instructional materials, medical insurance, and travel expenses. You can read the brochure here by clicking here and then citable URL. Oh, come on. Okay. This is also a very, very comprehensive scholarship. Why does it not open? I'm pretty sure. Okay. This isn't working. Let's try it again. What if I do this? It will open. Yeah, okay. Here it is. So yeah, you can read more into the brochure and get more information about the scholarship. But basically, it gives you all of these things: tuition, subsistence allowance, travel expenses, and insurance. Like even insurance, which a lot of universities, a lot of scholarships don't really give you. We have eligibility requirements, available countries. It's not available for everyone. As you can see, we have a long list of requirements, procedures for applying. And yeah, Eamon, do you want to add anything about this one? This one also looks very, very comprehensive and generous.
Indeed, yes. It's another fully funded scholarship that covers way more than only full tuition and a
Mhm.
monthly stipend. And these scholarships are really rare to come by, and to find scholarships that cover your travel expenses
Yeah.
and your medical insurance. I think that we get a lot of questions about scholarships that also cover travel expenses, sometimes visa expenses, although this one doesn't cover it. But
Yeah.
these scholarships are always really rare and they're quite generous. Um, yeah, so if you want to study in Japan, here's yet another great resource to apply for to increase your chances of getting a scholarship. You just have to apply for as many as you can. You have to start as early as you can,
Yeah.
and yeah, and that's the key to getting scholarships. In addition to all the academic requirements, of course.
All right. Thank you very much. So yeah, this was the second one, guys. Now let's see the next one. This is Join Japan World Bank Graduate Scholarship Program. Again, clearly this is for graduate students. So let's see this one. So this one, as you can see, we have the eligibility here. We have a list of benefits. So it covers tuition, a monthly living stipend, round-trip airfare, health insurance, and travel allowance. So yeah, be a national of a World Bank member developing country. Here's the list. Not hold dual citizenship with any developed country. Be in good health. Hold a bachelor or equivalent degree earned at least 3 years prior to application deadline. But there's more, but basically you can read these two. You'll find all of these, by the way, in our guide. Where is it? Hang on, let me share it. Let me show it to you again. So this is the real guide that we have. So you can see all of these here. I will just pick a couple of these to see today. So like it won't take up too much of our time. So yeah, this again covers a lot of your expenses. It even covers like travel, health insurance, etc., etc. Let me actually, yeah, here it is. So, travel allowance, tuition, monthly subsistence allowance cover all living expenses. So it covers all your living expenses, accommodations, food, including books, etc. Eamon, do you want to say anything about this? Again, another very generous and comprehensive full funding scholarship.
Yes, indeed. I think what I said about the previous one really
Yeah.
applies to this one. They're both great opportunities that you can apply for. Um, yeah, I mean, one thing to note is that most scholarships will be for graduate students,
Yeah,
but many
that's
scholarships will be for undergraduate students, especially if they're externally funded and not offered by the universities themselves. This is always something to keep in mind. That's probably your best chances of getting a scholarship is applying for a master's degree scholarship rather than an undergraduate degree scholarship. Although quite there's quite a good number of those, but
mhm.
they're very competitive uh, because of the volume of students applying for an undergraduate degree as opposed to
Yes.
students applying for a graduate one. Yeah.
But we will see a couple of undergraduate scholarships today as well that are full funding. Because we have some very generous university scholarships as well. So okay, thank you very much, Eamon. Now the next one we'll see, which is the fourth one, is Rotary Yoneyama Scholarship for overseas candidates. So let's see this one. Okay, it's taking a little bit of time to load. Yeah, so this is basically again graduate school, Japanese university graduate school. So not that much of an information here, but we'll see here. So undergraduates, this doesn't cover your tuition fees, but it gives you a stipend. Basically, for undergraduates, it's 100,000 Japanese yen. For masters, it's 140,000, and doctoral students again 140,000. We have supplemental for airfare, actual expenses to arrive, Yeah, so this is reimbursed. So basically, hello sir, a full ride scholarship with no application fee for business programs in Australia. So I would advise you to see our. I think we made a video about application free, like free application universities. I'll get back to you in a second after we are done with this one. Okay, the Anonid, we'll see it. So yeah, this is again. So the cost of living in Tokyo is about 150,000 Japanese yen. So this gives you kind of a close amount to that. If you're undergraduate, especially if you're living in dormitory on campus, so it might be way more affordable to live in Tokyo because of how the rent is very expensive. So yeah, this was the fourth one. This is a Rotary scholarship. Eamon, do you want to add anything specifically for this one?
Mm,
It's a
Nothing
pretty
really. I think,
straightforward one.
yeah,
Yeah.
straightforward. Yeah. I really don't have anything special to add about this one.
Yeah. So you can get more information, application guide, for example, here, application for scholarship, research plan, etc., etc. You can get more information here, but this is one of the more um, generous ones as it cover pretty much your complete like living expenses in Japan. And usually tuition fees are not that expensive here. So yeah, like a lot of your financial concerns will be the living expenses. So the fifth one is Tokyo Institute of Technology scholarships. So basically, these are university scholarships, which is why we're going to see one of our pages. So this is the page that we have for Tokyo Institute of Technology. So they have a lot of scholarships, but a couple of them are specifically quite generous. For example, this one. This is for undergraduates. Global Scientists and Engineers Program. This is full funding. You can click on these to see like the scholarship in more detail. For example, this one covers a monthly stipend. So yeah, monthly stipends for different awardees for MEXT and JSSO. So we this is full funding and this is for undergraduates. We have partial, we have one full tuition scholarship, and then for graduates we have more. We have two partial, three partial funding, one full funding. Tokyo Tech Spring again, it covers full tuition. It gives you 180,000 yen per month as research incentive and 300,000 yen per year for research expenses, which, if you remember, it takes about like 150,000 Japanese yen to live in Tokyo. So this covers your full tuition fees, and then it gives you a livable stipend. So this is for PhD students. We have other partial funding scholarships as well. So this is like Tokyo Institute of Technology basically gives you quite a lot of very generous scholarships. So that's the fifth one we'll see today. Let's see, by the way, how it looks and where it is. Eamon, do you want to add anything about this one in general, perhaps?
Yeah, so most of these scholarships are quite specific and for specific subjects.
Yeah.
Like the Global Scientists and Engineers program, for example, that is only for
Mm-hmm.
engineering, and there are only 18 offered scholarships. So these are specific requirements that uh, maybe would favor students applying to these degrees because it eliminates a lot of other degrees, which means better chances of getting a scholarship.
Yeah.
So if you're an engineering student and you want to apply for a scholarship, I would probably go for scholarships that are specifically offered to your degree before applying for scholarships that are offered to all degrees. Your
Yes.
chances of being accepted to those are far much higher than when you apply for scholarships that are offered to everyone. Um, some universities have specific seats or a specific number of recipients for each grad school or just specific schools at the university, which is
Mhm.
good. Sometimes there is no clear separation, so it's just the best candidates that get the scholarships. Um, that's why applying for specific scholarships is the best way of getting one.
Yeah. Again, guys, so we have, by the way, these scholarships that are just partial funding, they're also like quite, like they could prove quite helpful. For example, like 400, 500, 600,000 Japanese yen per year is also not bad, considering like if you're going to stay there for 8 months, 9 months, a year, it will cover quite a bit of your living expenses. So, like, I mean, look at this. For example, this is partial funding, cross the border pioneering doctoral research scholarship research project. But it gives you 400,000 Japanese yen per year for research, 1.8 million Japanese yen per year for research incentive and living expenses, varying amount of travel expenses up to 700,000 Japanese yen per year for additional research. So yeah, I mean even the partial ones are not just, for example, let's say 10%, 50% tuition reduction. They give you quite a lot of financial aid. Like there are a lot of values in a lot of value in these scholarships. So yeah, this is the fifth one. For sixth, we have KUAS. So let me show you this scholarship again. This is in Kyoto University of Advanced Sciences. Now this, as you can see, is just full tuition. It gives you it covers your tuition fees, but then we have also Super KUSE scholarship, which covers tuition fees, admission fees, and stipend for personal expenses worth 1.2 million per yen for per year, which kind of covers your entire living expenses for like let's say 8 to 9 months a year. So yeah, this is the scholarship. This is for bachelor's, master's, and PhD. It's full funding, no specific nationalities, no specific subjects. This is currently open, by the way. You don't have a lot of time for this. But maybe if you're masters, because like these take a lot of time to prepare and apply. So it covers again 100% tuition fees, admission fees, 1.2 million yen per year. Academically excellent, you have to be. Um, we have made a video on this one. I think it was also quite popular. You can leave your questions here as always. And we can see the university's page for this scholarship. So yeah, let's see. Um, as you can see, normal KUSE covers your tuition exemption for like 30%, 50%, 100% based on the level that you have. And then you have about like pretty much yeah every program, every degree, and then Super KUSE covers all of that plus 1.2 million Japanese yen per year. So it is like giving you as 600,000, 600,000 per semester. Tuition includes facility and laboratory fees with eligibility, application period, scholarship period, 4 years for bachelor's, 2 years for master's, and 3 years for PhDs. Yeah, you can get more information for undergraduate, blah, blah, blah. You can, once again, find that on our guide for best scholarships in Japan. So let's see. Hang on. Eamon, do you want to add anything about this one?
Um, Kyoto University of Advanced Science is probably one of the better known universities in Japan. Um, and I believe they're a private university. They're not a public university, at least as far as I know. Um, One thing to note is that the deadlines for these scholarships are quite close. I think they're in January.
Mhm.
So for students who are interested in applying and are ready, I think it's high time you submitted your application for these scholarships. Otherwise, you'll have to wait another year. So next year, this time around December 2025, to submit your application. Yeah, so I think uh, that's all because these scholarships are also quite straightforward. There's nothing
Yeah.
that makes them stand out in comparison to any other scholarships in Japan.
Okay. And we'll see the last one that we have today, which is U Tokyo Gen Scholars Program. So let's see that as the last one. So this will give you a stipend plus a couple more things. It won't cover your tuition fees though. So it counts as partial funding. Program overview. Yeah, okay. So this is the program description. Provides hundreds of undergraduates each year with the opportunity to undertake scientific research projects at many of the world's leading institutions. So here we have the schedule. It's about 10 people. And then we have financial support. So this is about 270,000 Japanese yens. And then you have the accommodation covered and then travel costs. And that's pretty much it. All students must arrange their own private health and travel insurance. And we have the eligibility, application deadline, FAQ, etc., etc., etc. So yeah, it's very straightforward. They just give you a certain stipend, and that's pretty much it. And then accommodation and travel costs. Yeah. Other than that, that's like it's very straightforward. Not much to say about this one, I guess. You can find this again on our guide. Eamon, do you want to say anything before we finish this one?
Yeah, as you said, this is just quite straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
One thing to note is that it's competitive as only 10 students are admitted
Yeah.
or accepted for the scholarship program. So just expect that the chances of getting this are quite low for most students. Yeah, other than that, it's just basically the same as the previous scholarships.
Okay. Thank you very much, guys. This was seven. Yeah, we've seen seven best scholarships in Japan. There are of course other scholarships as well. Just like again, let me show you our. So this is our guide on this topic. We have a lot of scholarships in Japan in our database as well. We can look into these. You can see our country guide for Japan. We'll talk about that, and or just type in Japan here, and see all the scholarships. So yeah, that's it. Now back to questions. We have just one new question during this whole thing. The Ananid, I believe. The Ananid asks, "Hello, sir. A full-ride scholarship with no application fee for business programs in Australia. Also, I recently got accepted into Florida Southern College. However, they do not meet 100% need for international students, and I have no way to afford 66,000 US dollars a year." So yeah, that is. I did not know that. So I think you are also looking for bachelors. If you're talking about like, since I think you are talking about financial aid, need-based financial aid in Florida. So I think this is bachelor. So we can look into those. I'm not sure if we can like. There is no way to find free application scholarships. But let's hang on. Actually, let's do it like this. Hit enter. Location Australia. And business. Let's choose business here. And full ride. Okay, I'm not. Let's see. So there's like 6 full funding scholarships in Australia. None of these are specifically for business, but I would guess a lot of these universities do offer business programs. You can look into these. So let me share the link with you actually. I have genuinely no way of knowing if like which ones are a free application. So, Eamon, what do you want to say about this one?
If they're looking for bachelor's degree scholarships. I think it's quite rare to find
Hmm.
fully funded scholarships in Australia nowadays, especially at the undergraduate level. So concerning their admission at Florida Southern College, it's the case for many international students every year where they get admitted, but they don't get the full financial aid and they can't afford to go, although they have the potential to study abroad.
Hmm.
The best way to kind of try and c get that covered is to apply for external scholarships. Your admission helps a lot. The fact that you got admitted uh, to certain universities strengthens your application. And that's one way of uh, getting a scholarship that would cover the rest of the tuition fees. I think the best scholarship that really illustrates that is the Chevening in the UK, where they
Hmm.
actually require admission to at least two or three universities before you can get the scholarship. So you have to apply to universities, get admitted, and then you
Right.
would be eligible for the scholarship. And I think this is the best way to offer scholarships. So offer scholarships to students who have been admitted to universities. You know that they have the potential to study at that level, and then offer scholarships. Other scholarships, especially external ones, don't go about it that way, or at least most of them don't. Uh, but this is just one way to try and get the funds for the tuition fees when you can't afford them. Is just go for external scholarships
Yeah.
that are not offered by the university. Otherwise, you can actually apply to other universities that could be cheaper, and
Yes.
maybe you can tell them that I was admitted at certain university, I was offered this financial package, and they sometimes offer you a better one uh, if they see that you're worth it. So th these are two ways to maybe uh, be able to study in the United States. Uh, I'll, but they seem to be also interested in studying in Australia, which
Hmm.
uh, seems to be more and more challenging as the years go by.
Yeah.
I would say that your chances of studying in the United States are much better, but uh, it doesn't hurt to try.
So yeah, thank you very much. Again, also Australia compared to United States is not that inexpensive. Like a lot of higher candidate, a lot of tuition fees will still be quite high. So I think your name is pronounced Abu Jabir, Abu Jabir. I'm not sure. So this is, if you're asking about the website, it's Global Scholarships. Are there scholarships for bachelors? Yeah, you could go to Global Scholarships right now, and uh, we have a search tool. Hit enter, and then choose by degrees. Choose bachelors. You can also filter for location, filter for subjects, nationalities, scholarship type. Basically, partial funding means it covers less than tuition. Full tuition means it covers tuition. Full funding means it covers tuition and a little bit more. Candidate asks, "This is my first time seeing you on my FIP, but this live seems interesting to me. Thank you very much. We are here every Friday at the same hour. We are on both TikTok and on YouTube. We have a TikTok account, but also we have a YouTube channel. Of course, we have a website. We share a lot of informative stuff on both YouTube and TikTok, a lot of videos, and we have a lot of so many guides about scholarships, about studying abroad, about different countries, about applying to universities in different countries. So yeah, full of guides, full of information if you're interested in studying abroad and looking for scholarships. So guys, I don't see any new questions. and I want to do my master's. Okay, I see one now. Not a scam. No, not a scam. There is literally no way for this to be a scam. There is no registration, no payment, no nothing. It's just free information. I want to do my master's abroad, says Caddy did, but I'm too anxious to even make research on scholarships and everything. So, what you could do is just either go to globalscholarships.com or follow us on YouTube, Global Scholarships. We share a lot of information about scholarships, about studying abroad, about like what are the best universities, what are the best programs, what are the best scholarships that are available right now for bachelor's, for master's students, about for PhD students. So you can maybe get an idea about how difficult or how easy it is to study abroad. There are a lot of opportunities for master's students. Also, one thing you could do is go to globalscholarships.com. We have a completely free search tool. You can hit enter, right? And then in the degree section, you can choose master's, and you could see scholarships. For example, in general, there are three types of scholarships, Caddy. Partial funding, again, it covers less than tuition fees. Full tuition covers tuition fees, and full funding covers more than tuition fees. You can just look into those. You can filter for location if you have a specific country in mind. You can filter for subject. You can filter for nationality, deadline. They will give you an idea about scholarships, what they give you. For example, this is a master's scholarship in Netherlands and Eindhoven University of Technology. You can just click on this and go see like what it covers. It covers like full funding. It's tuition. It covers tuition fee and then gives you living expenses. So yeah, there are a lot of scholarship opportunities for masters. A lot of opportunities to study abroad as a master's student. So also, if you have any questions, you can just leave them in our comment section, or again, come to our live streams every Friday. We are live on both YouTube and TikTok. If you have a specific question, we can perhaps answer that for you. All right, guys, I don't see any new questions, and we are kind of nearing the end of our time. So this was another Friday live stream. Again, as always, thank you very much for joining in. If you're watching this on VOD after the live stream, thank you very much for watching. We're here every Friday. If you want to get more information in general about studying abroad, about scholarship opportunities, etc., you can follow us on TikTok, follow us on YouTube, use our website. Is it required TOEFL? I'm not sure what you're asking about specifically. Hustle Genius Hub. Some scholarships, it kind of depends on the scholarship and the program. Some universities programs require them, some of them do not. So yeah, every Friday we are here. If you have any questions, you can leave them in our comment section. Leave them. Eamon, did you want to say something?
Oh, no.
Okay. So yeah, other than that, Eamon, thank you very much for joining me here today. So, okay, guys, we'll see you next week and have a nice day and bye.